Well, wasn't this an awesome way to start my Thursday? I mean, we got a Jayson Tatum injury update that nobody expected via 98.5, the Sports Hub. We have an exclusive about Jayson Tatum's recovery process that we'll tell you about in just a moment. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. When we hear Celtics news, specifically an update surrounding JT, you know we're going to make a video here at Celtics Today. So subscribe and turn your notifications on so you never miss a moment around your C's. We're on our way to 54,000 subscribers. My goal is to get there by training camp. Alrighty, Zolak and Bertrand gave us this exclusive. The Celtics are very happy with how hard Jayson Tatum has been working at his rehab and his level of focus and intensity in the rehab process. He did not leave town. He has been here the entire time. He's doing things that nobody asked him to do. This is significant because most athletes in the offseason, they'll work out in Miami or Arizona, go out with their personal trainer, but that's not the case with Jayson Tatum. And we'll see that in years past. He'll go out and train with Drew Hanlon and his guys from time to time. But this summer, this offseason, following the injury that he sustained in May, he has basically not left the Celtics facility at all during the week. He's been working with their trainers, their physical therapists, their coaching staff, and he's been around the Celtics teammates as well. So I love that Jayson Tatum has been in the building, and the Celtics are very pleased with his recovery process here. He's putting in a ton of work. They called it a no days off approach. Tatum has taken weekend trips, though. We have seen him pretty active on the social media sphere this offseason. We saw him recently at the Coach Fashion Show during New York Fashion Week. We saw him go out to Quinn Cook's wedding. We saw him go out to various different places like Duke and their little hoop summit for all the Blue Devil alums. So he's been everywhere. He had that weekend in Rhode Island as well. So he's been all out and about. He's taken a couple island trips with LMA and whatnot too. So he's been out on the weekends. But once Monday hits, he is back in the Celtics facility here. And that's just great news. This guy is the hungriest I've ever seen anybody recovering from a major injury like this. It's every single day. Jayson Tatum is in that Celtics facility. Teammates are taking notice. Coaching staff is taking notice. And at this point, based on all the updates that we've gotten, including this one from Zolak and Bertrand, there have been no setbacks in Jayson Tatum's injury recovery process to this point. So fantastic news here. And it seems that he's a little bit further along in the process than we originally could have anticipated here in September. I truly believe, I will reiterate this, I truly believe this is going to be a legendary recovery for a multitude of reasons. When you factor in where Jayson Tatum is at in his career right now, the peak of his powers physically, and just the type of player that he is. He's always determined to bounce back from where he's, the low points of his career. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to get back to the player that he was. And who knows if that's a little bit less of an athletic prowess and it's more of a, versatile, skill-based approach for Jayson Tatum when he comes back to the basketball court, then I'm all for it. But I think he's going to be as effective as he was pre-injury, post-injury when he recovers. And don't take it from me, who goes out and calls this guy the best player in the NBA from time to time. John Corrales, Boston Sports Journal, one of the lead Celtics writers out there, he believes the same thing, and he believes he could return this season. I think he could be back by March, said Corrales, like early March. You've got a guy in his complete physical prime getting surgery almost immediately from one of the best surgeons in the world, from the guy. I can see him post-All-Star break starting to ramp up. And every time I bring this up, people say, don't rush him, don't rush him. This is not rushing. When I say early March, I mean early March where every trainer, every doctor, the Pope, everybody comes in and is like, nope, this is good, man. We're covering all of our bases. They all come in and be like, nope, he's ready to go. If there's one man that I believe and trust with the safety of Jayson Tatum here and rushing him back to the basketball court, it's Brad Stevens, okay? The Celtics are not going to bring Jayson Tatum back unless they are 100% certain that there is a minimal, because there's always going to be a chance of re-injury, the most minimal chance or risk of re-injury that there is possible out there. They will not put Tatum back on the floor until that is the case. He is the franchise player. He is the biggest financial asset that a lot of these, big-time rich people up in the Celtics front office and their stakeholders, they need Jayson Tatum to be healthy, and they need Jayson Tatum to be healthy for a long time, for the rest of his career after this recovery. So they're not going to rush him back until he is 100% certain that he can go out there and play at his best abilities. Would you bring Tatum back this season if it was possible? I'm trying to hear that from the Celtics fans out there. Why for yes and for no? Look, I don't think it's going to be a rush situation if he does come back, but would you bring him back or wait until 26, 27? Let me know in the comments section. My whole take on the report that we got from 98.5 The Sports Hub is this. It is awesome news that the Celtics are happy with Jayson Tatum's recovery. I don't necessarily think that that means that they are going to anticipate him coming back this upcoming season. That's not how I'm reading the situation. The way that I'm reading the situation is that there's a solid chance, a pretty good chance, that Jayson Tatum is going to fully recover from this injury here. So like that's where I'm kind of leaving this. I don't care for Jayson Tatum coming back this upcoming year because the Celtics are going to be a bad basketball team until he returns. And you know what? If they're out of the postseason race by the middle of March, like Corrales could speculate here, then I don't really see a reason in bringing back Jayson Tatum. I think that's the only situation where you could, because if you're ramping up for a playoff run, I don't really want to mess with the chemistry and all that different stuff and have Tatum come back into a super high leverage and crazy situation. But if they were out of the playoff race, I would consider it, but ultimately I would end up sitting Jayson Tatum because Jayson Tatum makes your basketball team a whole heck of a lot better. You're probably going to win games if he's ready to go out there and play. So my best interest would be sitting him this entire season, focusing on getting a lottery pick here. Even if it's not a top 3, top 5 selection, it'll still be the best draft asset that Brad Stevens has had in his arsenal since he has taken over basketball operations with the Celtics here. So I would not bring Jayson Tatum back. Want to know why? This is the only chance that the Celtics will ever have to get their own pick in the top 10 or lottery with Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, fully healthy. There never be a worse-looking Celtics roster here for the duration of Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum's career in Boston. There's zero chance of that unless another one of them misses the entire season with an injury. There will never be a year where the Celtics have a worse-looking roster than 2025-2026. That's the reality situation. So if Jayson Tatum is going to come back here, I would advise against it because you want to be as bad as possible this year. You're not going to get these types of chances any longer. And when you pay these two guys $55, $60, $70 million, there isn't a lot of room to be signing other guys via free agency or acquiring other talent externally. So you're going to have to build through the draft. Let's go build with a lottery guy, a blue chip prospect that can play alongside JT and JB for the foreseeable future. And the question we have to ask ourselves next is, and I obviously believe that he will Jayson Tatum look like the player that he did after he does return? I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an insight that I read from a doctor in just a moment. But first, get hooked up with this awesome deal. Hoodie season is approaching. 40% off this awesome Celtics hoodie at this link right here. Chatsports.com/BOS hoodie. That's chatsports.com/BOS hoodie. The leaves on the trees are changing. So go get yourselves an awesome hoodie for a discount today at chatsports.com/BOS hoodie. That link's in the comment section and description of today's video. Dr. Kevin Stone here, an Achilles tendon basically expert on the field and involving injuries regarding the Achilles, because that's the only thing that really the Achilles is good for, right? Getting hurt. He said that there is nothing about an Achilles rupture that should prevent him from coming back better than he was before. That's all I really need to hear about Jayson Tatum and his recovery process. Back on August 20th, he also shared a little bit of a testimonial with the NBA social media team about his recovery process. And we are a little bit further along than when he first said this, but I did want to show it to you guys. And, I thought it was important. Tatum said this: rehab is tedious. I mean, it's 6 days a week. It's starting to get a little bit better. I'm out of the boot now. Better days are ahead, but just trying to take it one day at a time. First 6 weeks of this was probably the toughest 6 weeks at any point in my life, and that probably takes you to about the middle of July, and now we're in September here. He said, just had to accept it and realize it happened, and now I've got to do everything in my power to get back to who I was and want to get back to playing. Look, man, as far as where we are now, by the way, 4 weeks later, it seems like we're in a much better spot now than we were even then. So this seems like a really, really smooth recovery process and rehab for Jayson Tatum. No setbacks so far, and it's just everything that we've heard is awesome to see. I don't have any doubts about him coming back to being a better player. Jordan Walsh says the same thing. He says he's moving around better now, and from when he first got injured and was in the building to where he is now and is continuing to practice, he said that Tatum is just looks a lot better than where he was. And naturally so. He's recovering from an injury. He's going to look better as time goes on. But Walsh also said that Tatum's inspiring the rest of his teammates with the way that, he's relentlessly working at getting back to full strength here and is trickling down to the rest of the roster. So even with Jayson Tatum not being ready to go for this upcoming season, he's still having a major impact on the rest of the Boston Celtics. As far as when he does come back, a couple of things that I think Jayson Tatum just will not lose. That basketball IQ is never going to go away. The way that he can navigate double teams and just his overall vision on the basketball court, you couple in passing and playmaking and stuff like that. His basketball IQ is just never going to leave. His strength, he's one of the best players at using his body to maneuver around the basketball floor. He's absolutely jacked. He's been in the weight room all summer as well. I think he's going to come back even stronger after this injury. And then his shooting touch. I mean, JT is one of the craftiest shot makers in the league at the rim, in the mid-range, the float game, and obviously the off-the-dribble three-point stuff as well. You're never going to lose that stuff. Buckets always can get buckets. It's why Michael Beasley is still frying guys and probably deserves a spot in the NBA. You can never lose the ability to get buckets. So 3 things that I think Jayson Tatum won't lose. And look, if he isn't the athlete that he was and he's 85% of the athlete that he was pre-injury, like that's still a top 10 player in the league. That's still a player that you can feel confident in being the number 1 option on a championship team. So I got no worries about Jayson Tatum. It was awesome to see these updates that his recovery is going really, really well. Fill in the blank for me before we get out of here on today's show. Jayson Tatum is a top blank player in the NBA when healthy. I am vehement that he is top 5. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. Make sure you are following me on social media. Give me a follow on Twitter at Tyler J. Smith. 2 H's because the name's common, but I am not. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That will do it for today's edition of the show. YouTube.com/Celtics TV for all the latest Celtics news and rumors that you need to know. We'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, let's go C's.